Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of RevHang. It's been a hot minute, Ben.
It's been 5 weeks, Nathan.
It's been a while, yeah. Thanks, Formula One, for that.
My children were born and have grown up by
Yes.
the time we came back into this room.
Yes, this break has been longer than the summer break will be, so that's pretty crazy.
It's brutal.
Yeah, and then we got another 2 weeks off now, and we're waiting for Canada.
Well, we got to ease back into it. We can't go in all at once.
Yeah, no quadruple headers for us, not yet. But we're back. We've grown as people.
Yes.
Yes, very much. I'm Nathan, as always, and alongside me, of course, is Ben, my good friend and co-host. How you doing?
Good. I'm excited to finally get back into it and remember how to podcast,
Yeah,
such as it is.
I've already screwed up the intro, so
It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, we got actually not a super packed show for how long we were gone. There have been there have been some regulations changes, but they're not that exciting, and we'll leave the professionals to talk about them in depth.
Yeah.
But we got a little bit of automotive news, and we'll talk about the IndyCar race at Long Beach, which was
Briefly, yeah.
Yeah,
It was a race.
not much to talk about there. Thank you, Alex Pillow. We'll talk about maybe some things that F1 could actually help consumer technology improve in if it were implemented. You know, like the series continues to shout and protest that it does. And we'll talk about then the actual F1 race that finally happened in Miami, which actually went pretty well for Miami.
It's a pretty good one, yeah.
Went pretty well for the season, actually, which is kind of funny. And then we'll get to our predictions, a little bit of project car, a little bit of car spotting, and then we'll let you guys go.
Yeah. All right, so let's jump right in with some automotive news. Not a ton, even in this 5-week break, but
I know.
in terms of giant manufacturer news, it's kind of few and far between, especially right now with everybody in a holding pattern due to
Everything's
tariffs.
kind of panicking, yeah.
Yeah. So, first off, there has been a general EV pullback from a lot of manufacturers, the big names especially, Honda being, I think, the biggest one.
That
where
or
they're-
GM.
Yeah, and GM too. They're kind of pulling back from the electrification of their product line, and it was just announced, I think, last week that the Accord has been extended for way longer than it was originally planned to be.
Yeah.
So,
Which downside if you're kind of frustrated with this generation of Honda Odyssey, which has been around forever. We're not getting a new one of those anytime soon either.
nope.
A lot of the cars on that platform will be waiting. Is Honda still... I know they're supposed to come out with hybrids in like 2027. I assume that's still happening?
What do you mean by hybrids? Because they've
Like
had
a
hybrids
hybrid,
forever.
like a V6 hybrid platform for the Ridgeline, Pilot, and Passport.
I'm not sure. I would imagine it probably still is. I think the only news here really is that they're extending the lifetimes of their gas-powered cars.
Gotcha.
Which, everyone was talking about phasing them out going into 2030 and all that, but I think people are realizing that's not super viable or feasible in the United States market especially.
Yeah. I think this might be an unpopular take. I think this is an anti-sunk cost fallacy move, partially.
Yeah.
I think that it's, like, obviously, you can't phase out gasoline cars by 2030. Like, that's too ambitious. EV cars are still too impractical for too many different groups of people, but EVs are an eventuality.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately.
It's going to happen.
Or fortunately.
It's
And
just
I think taking all your research and marketing and the pushes you've made and the customer goodwill that you've fostered with your current model lineups and not carrying that forward and just saying like, okay, well, economy regulations are relaxed, etc. We're just going to table that and do more gasoline cars for now. I think that's pretty short-sighted. And granted, I don't have the big view world lens of a corporate CEO, but
yeah.
I think that's probably not something that should also be fully pulled back on either. So I saw especially like GM canceling a lot of like their SUV and truck electric projects.
Yeah.
Why not both?
Yeah. Well, it's getting out into the weeds a little bit, but the amount of electricity we're going to need to generate in this country specifically in the coming years just for AI, I can't imagine adding the electrification of all cars into that mix is gonna be great.
Yeah. Well, there's a bubble I'm waiting for it to pop, and when that pops,
oh yes,
then we'll have plenty of electricity for electric cars, surely.
Well, when that pops, there's a lot of things that are gonna happen. But this is not an economics podcast, thank goodness.
A speculative economics podcast. Yeah.
So, yeah, it sounds like we're getting gas cars for a few more years, which I'm okay with.
As long as they're good gas cars.
Yeah. I'm curious how the Prelude's gonna perform. It's a hybrid. It's actually mostly electric, but
yeah. I don't know. I will say I like electric. I've talked about this before. Electric cars are great as cheap cars because a cheap electric car is so much more refined than a cheap gas car. Like renting a Kia Niro EV, I think, so much better than any other, even like premium gas rental car experience I've ever had.
Yeah. Because
you just get in and it goes and it's quiet and you're renting it anyways. So you just plug it in at a hotel or wherever and you're good to go. So.
Yeah, I've never driven an EV. I've driven some plug-in hybrids, but never an EV. But that plug-in hybrid in EV mode was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It was pretty sweet. So, EVs are inevitable, but...
Yeah, and anyway. I will say, with gas prices where they are, paying $10 a week to drive 400 miles for my commute instead of, $125 a week?
Yeah. Yeah,
is pretty killer.
The motorcycle that I'm pondering buying gets 80 miles to the gallon, and I'm just like, that would be so nice.
That'd be great.
So nice right now. But anyway, moving on. Porsche, you talked about this, Ben. You're the one who put this up here.
Yeah. So the Porsche Cayenne EV, back to the EVs, and Porsche is still coming out with the Cayenne EV. They've axed the Boxster EV, which I actually think is fine because I don't think the Boxster should be EV.
Yeah, I mean, it would make it way too heavy, probably.
Rather, yeah, kind of the same vein as like a electric Miata.
But like the Lotus is pretty cool.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. It's not a Lotus.
Fine, it's not a Lotus.
It's a BYD. Have fun with your Lotus branded BYD. Anyways, the Porsche Cayenne EV actually pretty cool. It's shipping with a wireless charging pad. I think it's the first inductive charging setup for a consumer electric vehicle that you can buy.
Yeah.
It has supposedly a 90% charging efficiency, which is crazy. That's like plugged in levels of charging efficiency.
Yeah.
So there's pretty much no downside in terms of electricity use. It's got a whole litany of sensors to prevent it from cooking your cat or whatever mice might. Yeah, blowing up your house. Since it's a wireless charger and it heats up a little bit anyways while it's charging, you don't have to worry about it icing over in the winters or anything like that.
Yeah.
It'll just melt the ice as it charges.
Is it like weatherproof too?
Yeah, weatherproof.
The pictures they showed was in like a garage, so.
Yep, you can store it outside, confirmed, and just run it outside. You can have it software pair to your car so your neighbors can't just drive their Cayenne EV and over it and just steal your electricity, which is something to think about with something you can't just like lock up or something like that, like a cable.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of where in the world you'd have two next door neighbors that both have Porsche Cayenne EVs.
Orange County?
That's not California. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's not California. You should have said that sooner.
Sorry.
I don't know. Rhode Island?
That's very specific and I don't think accurate, but I mean maybe.
No?
Maybe. I'd say like Connecticut.
New Hampshire. No, not New Hampshire. Connecticut, maybe, yeah.
That's for all the people who like are rich but don't want to live in New York.
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Also very specific.
Yeah.
Okay. Sedona, probably more likely. That's
maybe, yeah. I've actually never been to Arizona, so.
Oh, okay.
You're telling me.
I've been several times, and Sedona's got some. They got some pretty nice places out there.
Some nice white picket fences. Yeah, but yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, and I don't really think there'll be a whole lot of trickle down at first. This seems like a very first world problem to solve. Is I have to plug in my EV using this cord.
Yeah.
But it is cool and it is very convenient. And it is cool that they got the technology to work to such a degree.
Yeah, for sure. All right, that kind of rounds off the automotive news. Let's move into IndyCar and Long Beach. For qualifying, Rosenqvist was on pole. Did not see that coming. Felix Rosenqvist then led the majority of the race until Palou passed him in the pits at the second pit stop. Just Chip Ganassi doing Chip Ganassi things. They realized that they were not currently in first place and had to fix that. So
wait, what are we doing here? Yeah.
So
all right, just give him the faster pit stop and put more fuel in his tank. Easy, done.
Easy money. Yep. So moving into the results, top 10 were Palou, Rosenqvist, Dixon, Kirkwood, O'Ward, McLaughlin, Malukas, Rahal, Rossi, and Simpson. Joseph Newgarden had a bold strategy as well, and
It seems to have not worked out for him.
It's honestly a miracle he finished 14th. So.
Poor guy.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Sure, I
rough.
was hoping that he would be so back, and very much not.
Yeah, no.
Hey, maybe now that the push to pass regulations have been relaxed.
Maybe. Penske's
Maybe
like,
there's
hey,
a chance.
if we can't cheat the way we want to cheat, we'll just make it the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that since you brought it up. IndyCar is removing push to pass restrictions.
Yeah, so restrictions on like lap restarts.
I think qualifying too, right?
Qualifying,
Yeah.
essentially, the time. Apparently, there seems to be some issue with the push to pass interlock system, where it is not correctly preventing the drivers from using it when the IndyCar board or race director or whatever. I don't remember what it was called for IndyCar.
Yeah, I don't
Race
either,
track.
actually.
Whoever managed
race control.
race control.
Yeah,
whenever they
so-
manage that, it seems like such an F1 thing to say. But
Yeah.
yeah, whenever that's decided, that push to pass is allowed. Apparently, that system is having issues. Is the rumor that I've heard.
So rather than fixing it, they're just deregulating it.
It's been allowing too many drivers to access push to pass in situations where they should not. So they're just opening it up to allow drivers to use it whenever it seems. Which honestly sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. You only have a limited amount of time to use it anyways.
Yeah.
So might as well.
Might as well, yeah. So that's happening. Going back to this race, though, Palou just keeps doing Palou things, winning. He's inevitable. It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyle Kirkwood is remaining consistent. He
Finally.
is no longer leading the championship, though, unfortunately. Palou is now back on top.
But it's close still.
It is
That's
still
what's
close.
important.
Yeah. So Palou is at 205. Kirkwood is at 188. David Malukas is in third at 142. So we're starting to get down there already in third place. It's going to be another.
Man, 3rd through 8th is actually pretty close, though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. 3rd through 8th. So the difference between Malukas in 3rd and Dixon in 8th is only 22 points, which is what a.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, that's not much.
Yeah, it's cool to see finally a consistent Andretti driver.
Yeah.
Andretti performance, rather.
Yeah.
Since the drivers have had varying levels of consistency, but the team has only ever been consistently inconsistent.
Yes, indeed. So that will do it for IndyCar. Very brief this week.
Yeah, not a lot to talk about, which is weird because usually Long Beach is my favorite race.
Yeah, this year it was kind of so-so.
It didn't help that there was a long break, but
Yeah, we were kind of out of racing mode for a while there.
yeah.
I didn't even watch Long Beach until after I watched Miami, so it was a week late anyway. But I might just start watching IndyCars the day after. I'll watch the full race replay on YouTube.
I know.
It's free on YouTube, and you don't have commercial breaks. Like they do still have the commercial breaks, but instead of watching an ad, you just get to watch the race with no commentary.
Yeah,
and it's
which
honestly
some people,
so
depending on
great.
your view of the commentary box, might really like.
I don't know. I like the commentators.
Yeah, I do too.
There are no graphics during that time, so it is kind of sucks that way. But I would rather not have graphics than have to watch the same Ford ad like 50 times.
Yeah.
So.
But no, I think that's definitely the best way to. I actually need to cancel my IndyCar Live subscription.
Yeah.
I need to remember what country I VPN'd into my account so I can cancel it.
Yeah, Czechoslovakia or something, which doesn't exist
Or
anymore. It's
Romania
Czechia now, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, because the IndyCar broadcast and I have YouTube Premium, so it's just so much better to watch there.
Very good. Yes. All right, that'll do it for IndyCar. Let's move into our next topic, which Ben, do you want to introduce this?
Yeah, to bring us into F1 a little bit. So I was kind of thinking with all the talk about F1 regulations and changes that may be coming up, may or may not be coming up. We'll talk about this later too. But technologies that F1 could implement that would actually push consumer vehicles forward. This is something that F1 always says that they aim to do, and this is kind of a crux of the series. Yeah. They're like, oh, hybridization, because, it trickles down to like consumer vehicles. Hybrids have existed before F1 went hybrid.
Yeah, F1 went hybrid in 2012?
Yeah, and there's no practical use to this type of hybrid in a road car. Mercedes always says like, oh yes, this Mercedes C63 AMG with a 4-cylinder plug-in hybrid powertrain uses F1 technology. It's like,
does it though?
Does it
what,
though?
Regenerative braking, which has been around forever?
Or is it just a hybrid? Yeah, that's not even very good. That they're
Wait, I don't get push to pass
anymore
in my road car.
Yeah, where's the KERS systems?
Yeah.
Put that in. Didn't Renault put a KERS system in like a Twizy or something like that in Europe?
Don't know. I have no
like
idea.
A tiny little electric micro car got a KERS system or something.
What, to get onto the highway?
Yeah.
That thing was get up to highway speeds.
Always stuck in my mind when they came out with it, even though it was probably 13 years back when I first read that article in Top Gear magazine.
Yeah.
But
I need an MG UK in my Honda Civic. That's what I need.
There you go. Yeah. But what technologies could F1 implement that would actually push consumer vehicles forward instead of them just saying that they are without any really meaningful impact?
Yeah. Well, we did joke about this. We joked about a few things. Well, I think the first one was a joke that ended up being real.
It could, yeah.
Because of my love for rotary engines.
Mm-hmm.
Rotary engines. This will never happen in Formula One, unfortunately. But if F1 mandated rotary engines, we would actually get durable apex seals year one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, could you imagine throwing $200 million worth of development from Mercedes at a rotary motor and seeing what they would come up with?
Man,
it would be incredible.
Watching these, they'd have to be like 4-rotor cars, like the Le Mans, like the
787.
Yeah, that one.
Or the 878.
727. It was one. It was.
There's sevens in it.
I thought there were 2 7s in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it was.
I think it's 787B.
787B. Like yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, like the quad rotor from Le Mans back in the 90s, I believe, 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they did that, they would sound so sick.
That would be really cool. We'd get much more reliable rotary motors. I mean, I think manufacturers still wouldn't really get into that because the tooling costs to introduce a brand new type of motor.
Yeah.
And
it'd have to be machined so perfectly too. I mean, engines already are, but like.
Yeah. But the technologies that could trickle down and the philosophies for rotaries, I think, could experience change. Mazda did great work with the rotary, but if like an established engine manufacturer with that kind of experience could throw
if Toyota made a rotary,
I think you'd probably see some very different manufacturing philosophies and operating philosophies than what Mazda came up with, and that's kind of become the standard for rotaries.
Well, yeah, I mean the 13B, like that was the engine for years and for everything.
Yeah.
They made it, and that was it for the entire like RX-7, RX-8 line. I think there was the original RX-7s had a smaller one, but yeah, I think a rotary engine update would be pretty sweet.
Yeah,
I would buy an RX-9 in a heartbeat.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
CVTs is another one that I came up with, and this is something that actually F1 did experiment with. Renault, I think, experimented with. They didn't sound very good in F1 too, because it did the same thing. It would be wee
yeah,
as you went around the track. But if you through 5 years of established like F1, we need this CVT to last across 8 races before we swap it out.
Yeah,
I think we could get pretty good CVTs have already gotten pretty good, but think about how much further they could get pushed.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, it should be the most efficient, like, transmission, right?
Yeah.
If it's done perfectly.
Yeah, because you're not stuck into set gears.
Yeah, you're always at the ideal power band, or the whatever that's called.
Yeah, the power band. Yeah,
you're always in the power band, and then you could change it to when you brake it. You get the engine. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think CVTs could come a long way in F1, but it'll never happen.
Never
because
happen.
It would sound horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, tire technology is another one that it could be vastly improved if they really wanted to, but probably won't because that's part of the spectacle is the pit stops. But if Pirelli or whatever tire manufacturer really wanted to make a durable, long-lasting performance tire and bring that knowledge into road racing or consumer car, it'd for sure be like a performance consumer tire, but
yeah, and I was talking about you talked about how pit stops are part of the spectacle, so that's why this would never happen. But if they did come out with some high performance tire that didn't need to be inflated, like it was a solid state tire, like that would be huge. And they've been working on that in the consumer world forever. It never works, probably because of big rubber or whatever.
Big rubber, that's true though.
They're just well, we're not going to sell as many tires if people don't hit nails. And
big nail would be out of jobs.
So there's a lot of things. I mean, past that, we were having trouble figuring out things.
I was gonna say like electric, like turbochargers, but because F1 recently implemented like electric spooling turbochargers, Porsche has already done that on electric road cars, and they're awesome.
That's the thing. I feel like the consumer brands have already passed F1 because F1 has been so. They haven't done anything groundbreaking since. What was the last thing that they brought in that was like added to a consumer car? Was it? I mean, it had to be traction control, right? Or no, probably ABS.
Did ABS really come out in F1 first?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think traction control and ABS was all Williams in the early 90s when they kept coming out with these crazy technologies that kept getting banned.
Yeah. And then
because traction control was banned in F1 after Senna's crash because I think that had a lot to do with it, is what they found out. But
yeah, and then wind tunnel testing, I guess, was kind of popularized in F1, and that's really made a difference in consumer cars for a myriad of reasons.
Right. I guess F1 probably led the charge on that. I don't know who would have thought to put a car in there other than because they were used for planes, I'd imagine, before.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know what technology could be introduced by Formula One now. It's kind of hard to think of something that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
But cars are so good now that it's kind of hard to imagine them getting better.
I don't know.
Without, I mean, you could think of more driver aids, but they're not going to have driver aids in F1. So, other than I guess they kind of are now. They just introduced a driver aid for the F1 cars have traction control on the starts again. That's
yeah.
Not really. It's more like hey, your start sucked. Here's extra power, but
yeah.
And it didn't work anyway.
Yeah. So I don't know if that actually highlighted technologies that could get better, or more so highlighted where F1 is at in terms of its relation to consumer products.
Yeah, I think F1 is not.
Although I feel
it's not what it used to be.
No.
Which is a shame. But
I don't think I was alive back when F1 was what it used to be.
No, yeah, me neither. I don't know. The Schumacher era was probably peak F1 in terms of what it was.
Yeah.
90s, 2000s was good. But anyway, moving into modern F1 in the Miami Grand Prix. We did have a sprint race this week. I didn't bother going through qualifying or anything. I'll just tell you, Lando Norris won the sprint race pretty handily, followed by Piastri and Leclerc on the podium.
Mercedes not even breaking onto the podium this time.
Yeah, 4th through 8th, rounding off the points was Russell, Verstappen, Antonelli, Hamilton, and Gasly.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Surely this will follow through into the race, right?
Right. Moving into qualifying, Antonelli was on pole position, followed by Verstappen and Leclerc.
And there it is.
Yep. Moving into the race, Antonelli went deep, and Verstappen spun at the start, gifting Leclerc the lead.
That was kind of crazy. He just spun on his own.
Yeah.
There wasn't even contact.
He was just avoiding Leclerc. Verstappen did mount a pretty respectable comeback drive on a pretty nuts strategy. Russell struggled with pace for the majority of the race. Was nowhere near Antonelli the entire weekend.
The track was too smooth.
Yeah, track was too smooth. Antonelli caught and passed Leclerc near the midpoint of the race and never looked back. And then on the last lap, Leclerc spun Kept it out of the wall, but it didn't really help him much because he completely panicked and just decided to not drive on the track for the rest of the lap.
That poor boy.
And earned himself 20 seconds worth of track limits penalties.
Just
in
heaped
one
on
lap.
top.
Yeah. Crossed the finish line in P6, I believe. He dropped to Russell and Verstappen right at the finish line too, and then got a 20-second penalty and dropped down to 8th place. So Franco Colapinto officially
Congratulations, Franco Colapinto.
outdrove Leclerc. Put that man in a Ferrari right now.
I've seen enough. Give him Hamilton's seat.
Yes. All right, so moving into the race results. Antonelli was first, followed by Norris and Piastri on the podium. 4th and 5th were Russell and Verstappen. 6 through 10 were Hamilton, Colapinto, Leclerc, Sainz, and Albon, both Williams boys. Williams is...
Finally.
Yes. So, looks like Kimi Antonelli might be the new championship favorite. That's what people are saying. I'm not 100% convinced yet. I'm going to need another couple races.
You
but
think we're in Piastri mode right now?
No.
No?
Piastri mode?
Well, last year Piastri won a whole bunch of the races at the start.
Oh, I see
Everybody's
what you're
like,
saying.
Oh my gosh, is Piastri going to win it all?
I see what you're saying now.
And then he didn't. Do you think this is a similar thing with a young driver at a team with a...
I mean, it could be. I think that's very possible. Yeah. Because Norris was also struggling at the beginning of last year.
And Norris is also British.
Norris is also British. And Antonelli is also not British.
Exactly. See?
So,
it's all coming together.
yeah. Russell, World Championship, followed by Verstappen in a close second place, confirmed.
Finally.
Does that mean Lando Norris is going to hold up Max Verstappen in Qatar and win him the championship or something like that?
That would be funny.
No, it'd be Piastri in that situation if this is all melding together the same way. But because it was Antonelli last year.
Yeah.
But
it's still hard to keep track.
Yeah. There's a lot of races every year.
It's been a long time since there was a race, even though there are a lot of races every year.
Yes, indeed. We had like half the winter break worth of length between the last two races.
We're calling it Easter break, but brother, we're well past Easter by now.
Easter was the first week. Yeah. It was the April break.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked about Russell struggling. Verstappen has had a more promising pace this week. Definitely looked better than where they were at the first few races.
Yeah.
Red Bull.
Definitely kind of sabotaged himself at the start of the race. Or else we might have been able to
I think
see.
he would have been on the podium if that hadn't happened. But
I don't think he completely outdrove the car this weekend, though.
No.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
No, they came with a lot of upgrades for Miami, and they're new. I just could not stop looking at the rear wing when the DRS, or not DRS anymore, but the straight line mode.
X mode, overtake mode, boost mode.
Whatever it's called. The fast mode, whenever that's active.
One of the fast modes.
They're doing this a similar thing to Ferrari where the wing end plate is spinning around.
Yeah.
They're doing it on a different axis. Like the Ferrari one is in the middle of the wing plate, and the Red Bull one's on the end. So anyway, the result is the wing opens up and there's this just massive hole.
Excellent. Welcome back, DRS.
So great. It's bigger than any of the DRS holes. It's wild. But Red Bull looks a lot better, and McLaren also looks a lot better.
I think this is a really good spring break for manufacturers to catch up to the regulations.
Yeah, Mercedes is in shambles right now. No,
not really.
Not really. I don't think their lead is not nearly as clear cut as it was before the break.
No, and this does kind of mess with our predictions that we made at the start of the season, where Mercedes would fall off by summer break, but no sooner because of the development.
Yeah. Well,
manufacturers have just had a mini summer break to make up for development.
It's not even a mini summer break. It's just longer than the summer break. Just a straight up
summer break.
Yeah.
So that kind of ruins that prediction.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. This is one race. It's a single data point.
But Mercedes, I think, still does have a slight edge.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, slightly, but it's not nearly as pronounced. It took Antonelli a lot longer to catch up and pass Leclerc than it would have, I think, at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So updated regulations. What changed? Not a ton, but they did change the amount of recharging you can do.
They keep reducing the power.
Super clipping.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, all that did was reduce the overall power of the cars, but it did. It's not de-incentivize.
It's artificially reducing the power split between the gas and the electric.
Yeah. There was a big incentive at the beginning of the year to maximize the super clipping, which is essentially just using the regenerative braking, but not even really that. It's like the engine.
It flips the MGUK.
Yeah.
No, they don't use No,
it's something. It's what Honda does with the Civic Hybrid. It's that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So essentially, it basically meant that if you lift and coast through corners rather than going as fast as you can and braking as late as possible, you get advantage on the straights. They've kind of reduced that system, so that's not as much the case anymore.
The overall effect is better racing, but slower lap times.
Yes, which I am all for.
It's fine. Yeah.
So that's kind of the main thing, and it seems to have helped. It is just Miami, though, which is going to be really good for engine recharging.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how Canada is, which is not going to be good for engine recharging.
Yep. And we'll especially see how it does in Spa.
Spa and Monza.
Is my main, yeah.
And Azerbaijan, they just lose all power down in the middle of the straight, crawling past the pit lane. So, and then also there's some news we got this week. V8 engines have been confirmed to be the plan for 2031 and beyond. Now, they did not say naturally aspirated V8 engines, notably.
Did they not?
They did not. Nope. They just said V8s. So we could get turbo V8s, which is probably what it's going to be. They did say that they're going to reduce. I don't think they said remove, but they said they're going to reduce the electrical component in that power unit, so it's not as much of a. They're going to go back to the way it was, but they're adding 2 cylinders.
Excellent. Yeah. This will improve things.
Yes.
Go back to 2021. I love not passing on the streets.
Yeah. Well,
I love waiting for. Well, I guess
had more to do with aero than engines.
Yeah. I guess they'd still have active aero.
Yeah. Which the active aero I think is cool.
It is. I think it still ends up mostly just being other more different DRS at this point.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. So standings as they sit right now for F1, Antonelli is 20 points ahead of Russell in P1. Russell is second. Third is Leclerc at 59 points. And fourth is Norris at 51, tied with Hamilton. Then it kind of tapers off from there.
Wow, that's already a fairly substantial points differential for Mercedes as a whole. I didn't realize it was that wide, actually.
Yeah, no, he's definitely pulling a gap to Russell. We're only 4 races in, but 20 points in 4 races is pretty good work from him. There are still 5 drivers who have not scored points, namely Nico Hülkenberg for Audi, both Cadillacs, and Bottas and Perez, who have just been so invisible.
Hey, they're finishing races.
They are finishing races, but you would never know it because they never get any screen time.
Yep.
And then both Aston Martins, who are in last in the championship, Lance Stroll being dead last.
It's funny that they're technically last compared to the Cadillacs, too.
Yeah. Aston Martin didn't bring any upgrades to Miami after a 5-week break, and I think that tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah. The tagline for Cadillac at the end of the season, at least to be Aston Martin, not dead last, is going to be absolute gold.
Yep. All right, let's move into our predictions. Long Beach, Ben, pole position went to Felix Rosenqvist. What did you say?
I had Kyle Kirkwood on this one.
I had David Malukas, so none of us got that one. Podium was Palou, Rosenqvist, and Dixon. What did you say?
I had Palou, Kirkwood, and Malukas. So big miss on Malukas for this weekend in terms of podiums, but he still did pretty okay, didn't he?
I think he did all right. Yeah.
Like 4th?
No, not 4th.
No.
Kirkwood got 4th.
Rats. Oh yeah, that's true.
That's standings.
That's standings. Yep. I was like, what? What do you mean?
It's the bad.
I missed it.
One. No, you missed it again. Go up. It's that one.
Lucas 7th.
7th. Not too bad.
Not even the fastest Penske. That's unfortunate.
I had Kirkwood, Pillow, and Ericsson did not do well. His car decided to not car anymore. Winning number of pit stops was 2. What did you say, Ben?
I had 3. I had 4.
I had 4. I had 3.
Why did I put 4?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Formula One. Look at all that. All the misses.
Excellent. Nobody could have predicted.
We didn't get a single thing right. But the top 5, to remind everybody, was Antonelli, Norris, Piastri, Russell, and Verstappen. What'd you say, Ben?
I had Russell, Antonelli, Hamilton, Piastri, and Leclerc, with Gasly as my surprise. Gasly did surprise this weekend in that he flipped upside down. And I did not expect
Gasly was surprised this weekend. Yes.
Gasly, which driver was most surprised?
Which driver was most surprised? Pierre Gasly for sure.
The Gasly radio. I'm glad he's safe, but the Gasly radio, I'm upside down.
Yeah. Well, I think the driver that was most surprised was probably Leclerc, considering he couldn't figure out how to turn after that. Yeah. I had Leclerc, Antonelli, Norris, Piastri, and Russell, with Sainz as my surprise. And Sainz was only surprised that Verstappen wanted to pass him.
How could he?
How could he?
The nerve.
They raced me so hard. He's racing in the midfield. He thinks he can pass anybody.
That was such Sainz radio messages are like, he's taking over for Alonso in terms of the spicy radio messages.
Yeah. Fastest lap went to Lando Norris. What'd you say?
I had Russell for this one.
I had Antonelli. And driver of the day went to Max Verstappen. What'd you say?
I had Gasly.
I had Leclerc.
Excellent.
Oh, Leclerc. Oh, meltdown of the week.
Poor boy.
Oh, that was so painful to watch.
Well, meltdown of the week was definitely Hadjar after putting it in the wall.
Let me punch my steering wheel for 10 minutes. Yeah, that was rough. All right. Next week for the Indy GP, pole position, what do you got, Ben?
I'm going to try Kirkwood again.
I have Pillow and podium. What do you got?
Kind of want to change my mind now. I put Pillow, Dixon, and Rosenquist, which is very similar to yours, I'm realizing.
Yeah, I have Pillow, Dixon, and Malukas.
Interesting.
Yeah. Winning number of pit stops, what do you got?
Old reliable number 3.
I've got 2. Formula One, Canadian Grand Prix. Give me your top 5 and surprise, Ben.
Yes. We might see a Russell reversal, so I'm going to hedge my bets and put Russell, Antonelli, Norris, Leclerc, and Piastri. I'm going to see if Gasly surprises me again.
Yep.
In a good way this time.
Okay. I've got Antonelli, Piastri, Russell, Norris, and Verstappen, with Hadjar as my surprise. Fastest lap, what do you got, Ben?
I'm changing my answer because I realized I put Russell for all top 3, and that does not feel right at all. So in retrospect, it will be Norris.
Okay.
Yes.
I've got the other
that.
papaya boy, Piastri, as fastest lap. Driver of the day, what do you got?
George Russell. If he gets first, he'll get driver of the day. Sure.
Maybe. I have Piastri.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any project car updates, words of wisdom?
Yes.
Craigslist picks.
I took the seats out of the Corvette and I carpet cleaned it.
Oh, nice.
It smells so much better.
Good.
Like, insane. Like, the difference is incredible. You can almost sit in it and not think that it was left in a barn for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
They're really cool.
Good job.
While I was doing that, I found the driver's side seat doesn't work because it was unplugged. So it now goes forward and backward under its own power, which is very cool. The windshield wipers work. I actually just got new windshield wipers for today at AutoZone. I took the poor AutoZone. I could have found them myself, but I was like, nah, I'm going to make this kid at AutoZone find them. So I walked out. I was like, 81 Corvette. I need windshield wipers. And he spent like 5 minutes looking for it on the lookup computer.
That's fine.
I could have found it much faster, but I was like, nah.
Make this kid earn his $17.50 an hour.
Exactly. Yeah. Kids these days. And what else? There's still a battery drain. I think it's ignition switch related because the power driver's seat, part of getting the power driver's seat working, allowed me to figure out that whether the keys are in the ignition or the keys are thrown in my backyard and the car hasn't seen them all day, the power seat will just move anyways. And the dome light if I plug a dome light in, it'll just turn on.
Mm.
So clearly there's something going on there.
Yeah, gotta fix that.
In the meantime, I bought a battery disconnect switch to duct tape over the problem. So that'll be my solution for the near future. I got the exterior door latches working, which is very exciting.
That's nice, yeah.
So I can access the car from the outside with the windows up.
Love that. That's great.
And what else? Yeah, just overall kind of like cleaned it up and like got it much more drivable. It's much more pleasant to drive with the smell remedied and being able to open it from the outside. Having the windows mostly up and the T-tops on, not bad. The torque tube still gets very hot.
Yeah, I bet.
Very warm.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, well, that battery shut-off switch or whatever, my buddy had that on his Fiero, and it worked wonders, so
yeah.
I'm sure it'll do great things for you.
Screws right onto the terminal, and it's just a blade style. You just, like a big breaker.
No, his was like a little key. You just like...
Oh, that'd be much better. Yeah, AutoZone had the breaker style.
Oh, yeah. You just no
flip
more
the
battery.
slab of copper from the ground.
No electricity for you, car.
Yeah.
That's
might as well not even be a battery in you. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a Craigslist pick this week, but I did send Ben a Facebook Marketplace post earlier today. That was a smart car that had tracks.
Yeah, which
and
this
skis.
Is your friendly reminder that smart cars are in fact rear-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Do with that as you will.
It was pretty wild. It had tracks on the back and skis in the front, and there was a video of him out in the mountains.
It looked pretty well put together, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It was almost professional.
Ben did see and let me know that there were warning lights on all over the dashboard, which I'm not surprised. But
yeah, the post even said was like, there are several warning lights on the dashboard.
Yeah.
Like, obviously.
Yeah. Tire pressure monitor, non-existent. Yeah.
Father, where are my tires?
Yeah, so that was pretty entertaining. Car spots of the week. What did you see in this 5-week stretch of time, Ben?
Well, I'm sure I saw a bunch. The only one I actually remember in my addled brain state is an Ineos Grenadier, which Nathan thought that was an electric car at first.
Yeah, I didn't know Ineos made cars. And,
funnily enough.
And then now I do, and now I think they're pretty cool.
They're super cool, yeah. I don't know about this guy's choice to commute to one, or commute with one, but more power to you, honestly. If you can drop $70,000 on essentially a slightly more rugged Jeep Wrangler,
yeah,
go off.
Go for it.
But they've got cool doors and a BMW B58 inline 6 that's downrated, so it'll last even more forever.
Engine,
yeah, very cool.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah,
I would like to buy one used for under $50,000 someday.
Yeah, there you go, someday. Speaking of indestructible engines, I saw an FB RX-7. I am the rotary boy. That's
indeed.
That's my pride and joy was my RX-8, and now it is no longer. But yeah, I saw an FB RX-7. It was pretty sweet. I was just getting coffee before work in the morning, and it almost hit me when I pulled out because
excellent.
It had its turn signal on and was slowing down like it was gonna pull into the coffee place, and then it just kept going, and I was like, wow, you just left your turn signal on and slowed down for no reason.
That's for sure that's like a one-owner car owned by like a 70-year-old guy.
No, the guy was like definitely college student. Like,
that no excuse then.
Yeah, I know, it was wild.
Awful. Can you imagine your insurance is like, you hit a what?
Yeah.
They don't make those anymore.
Yeah, well, if it was an FD, it would have been that would have been bad. But
yeah,
FB would have probably been best case scenario RX-7, honestly.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought that was cool. I always enjoy seeing a rotary engine on the road. Whenever I see an RX-8 on the highway, it's just like, I miss those days. And then I remember how horrible those days were. But I still miss that car.
Boy, I sure hope he makes it to the AutoZone.
Yeah, exactly. Me checking for like straight like leaks on the...
Yeah. What color is the smoke coming out of the steel pipe?
Is that blue? Coolant seal's gone. But anyway, that I think will do it for this episode.
I think it does.
Yeah. Thank you everybody so much for watching and or listening. If you enjoyed it, leave a like or a rating on the platform you listened on. Subscribe or follow if you'd like to see more. If you want to see updated standings for IndyCar and F1 or a calendar of upcoming racing from those series, go to motorsport.com because I don't think RevHang is going to be updated this year at this rate.
Listen, we're busy.
Yeah, I'm very busy right now. It's a miracle we're doing the podcast, but we're still here. If you have a question about racing or about us, hit us up on any socials and comments or DMs, and we may feature your question on the next show. You can follow Ben on Instagram at BenjiMeetsWorld and myself at 2n_squared. You can follow the RevHang page on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, anywhere at RevHang Media. We'll be back in a few weeks to talk about cars, F1, IndyCar, and whatever else we decide to talk about.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's our show and we do what you want.
Yeah, we'll wait for that AI bubble to crash and then we'll talk about it.
Excellent. Yeah.
But until then, I've been Nathan.
And I'm Ben.
Thanks for hanging out.
See you later.